DC Fandom, COD 2020, and more on this week's episode of TNC Live.
Do you? How do? Beautiful lords and ladies and gentlemen, this is TNC Live, episode 64. Manny Roman with me, as always, the man with the lots, Brandon.
Oh, hey, man. Feels good to be back. Feels weird. We got a small, just you and me today. It's all right, though. It should be good. Poor Adam's
Intimate setting, nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, it's good. It's the OG crew today. But Adam's out getting some vaccines for his little kitties. And he should be back next week for us. But until then, Manny, what have you been up to, man? What have you been doing?
What have I been doing? Valorant. During the week, played some Valorant. I am almost gold. Almost mediocre at the game. So that's hype. Definitely hype. Fall Guys. Played a few games here and there. Still no dubs. Still big sad. Apex. Played not as much as I wanted to of season 6 so far, but we've played a little bit of it. And we're going to be breaking down the patch notes for Season 6 a little bit later in the show. So we'll get into it a little bit more later. I don't think I played any regular League with you guys. I definitely been playing a good bit of TFT here and there, trying new comps and things like that. Like I did a 6 Vanguard one. I've done Protector Sniper, even with the Sniper buff the Sniper buff nerf. The comp's still really good, and I just started trying a couple games, 6 Chrono with a Jhin, and that's actually really fun. Because if you can get, so the thing is, if you can get 6 Chrono, a Jhin, and two of your Chronos are Shen and Riven, what I did was I made Jhin a Blade Master to get the Blade Master buff, and so if that Blade Master buff procced, he was literally doing 4k in one auto with an IE and just the Blade Master buff. Because the attack triggers 3 times and he's auto critting.
Yeah.
It was nuts. He had a 19k round. It was insane. But I got beat by a T3 Darius douche crit carry, so there's that.
Always a good time.
I think that's it though. I think that's it. I've been watching. Yeah, you love to see it. I've been going through Legend of Korra. I just finished the 2nd season. I gotta say, like, now that I've watched all of season 2 is actually pretty solid. I still don't think it was as good as season 1, just because it felt pretty slow for the most part. But season 2 ended up being pretty solid. I have to get into season 3 now.
Not bad. Something nice there. Is that all for you?
Yeah, dude. What's up with you, man?
Played a little bit of Rogue Company on, I want to say, Wednesday and Thursday with our boys Zuku and Adam, of course. Played a good amount of League over the last week. Gotten to like silver for Flex, and I'm creeping back up to getting close to gold again. Played a lot of Yoni, the new the newest character, Yasuo's brother. And then from there, a decent amount of ADC. Played an Ezreal game. We had no AP on our team. And before the match started, I told Golden and Adam, if I go 5-0, I'm going to go AP Ez. Start off the game 8-0-3. And they begged me not to go AP. So I ended up not going AP Ez. So I felt really bad. But I still went like 23... I think 23-4 and like 11 or something like that. It was definitely a solid game. As played a good amount of TFT. Back. What was that?
I was gonna say, nice to know you're a man of your word, wimp.
Yeah, I know. Felt bad. Played a good amount of TFT over the last week. Sadly, fell out of Plat 2, and I'm in like Plat 3, and I want to say 40 or 50. LP at the moment, so not too terrible. A little bit of Fall Guys here and there, a good amount of Valorant. I've got to be close to Plat 2. got to be close to Plateau in Valorant at this point. I'm out of my last 7 games, I've won 5 or did not change. So in one of them I didn't change, and I've won 4 of them. So I've gone up a good amount. So I'm just hoping I can move up the Plateau eventually here. That'd be definitely pretty nice on that part. And just grinding out the live action anime I've been watching, King's Avatar on Netflix. It's really good. I'm like 22, 23 episodes in right now, and it's definitely been it's been a fun time. Yeah, that is what I've been up to.
Can we even call it an anime if it's not animated? Wouldn't that just be like a show?
Well, I mean, it's live action of an anime. I don't know like the better way to put it then. So I mean, like it is an anime.
So it is an anime.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just a live action version of it. Okay.
Yes.
I thought it was just a live action show.
Oh,
and you're
no.
calling it an anime. But if there's an actual anime to it, that makes sense.
Yeah. There is an anime to it. So definitely glad I found that. I've been wanting to watch the actual anime, but I couldn't find it on any of the platforms that I have available to me. So definitely sad there. But yeah, it's been a really good show. It's my first time watching anything subbed, so it's been interesting to kind of get used to. But yeah, that'll be all for my what I've been up to this week.
Sweet. So, as always, before we jump into our next segment, just keep in mind for those of you listening or watching live on Twitch, our listener topic for the week is what is your favorite collectible card game or trading card game? So we'd love to hear your guys' response throughout the show, and we'll talk about it a little bit later. But for now, it's time to jump into the
Top 5 gaming news stories of the week. Number 1.
We're going to be starting off our top 5 gaming news stories of the week. The first 2 stories are both going to be about news from DC's big Fandome event from this weekend. Some really, really awesome announcements that they teased over the past couple weeks. The first one being that we finally got to see the next game in the Batman gaming universe in Gotham Knights. So if you haven't watched the trailer yet, in the trailer it explains like this is actually a game that's going to be post Batman. Batman dies before and that's how the game starts. Batman dies, and it's up to Robin, Nightwing, Red Hood, and Batgirl to become the new heroes of Gotham City. One thing that I was kind of surprised at reading through the information that came out about the game after the trailer is that despite there being 4 playable characters, it's only going to be 2-player co-op online or single player.
Okay, that's definitely kind of interesting. I was expecting more of a Marvel's Avengers type of deal, or Marvel Ultimate Alliance, rather than still a solo duo type linear story there.
Yeah, it'll be nice being able to play the game co-op, which is cool.
Yeah.
Because I mean, none of the Arkham games we could do that. Because it's strictly a Batman game. So it is a nice little small evolution to the franchise, being able to play online and having multiple playable characters. I'm curious if it's just going to be, you play the different characters kind of at your own leisure and you can level up their abilities as you play them, or if it's going to be kind of one of those things where you have set characters that you'll play for set things. I'm guessing they're probably going to keep it more fluid and let you kind of play who you want whenever you want, but we won't know yet. If I remember correctly, that one's going to be coming out next year, so we'll be getting a lot more information about Gotham Knights in the next few months as 2020 winds down.
Honestly, for everything in the reveal for DC, I was very, very pleased with a lot of it, and Gotham Knights looked fantastic. The kind of animations they're giving, some of the, a lot of CGI trailer, but a lot of the stuff you could see with the characters and stuff was just fantastic. The different ways they made each of them feel different, I thought was very, very nice. And I'm very intrigued with it myself. I do appreciate the Batman games. I played a couple myself. I messed around with the most recent one, Batman Arkham Knight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I back when renting games was still a normal thing. I remember still renting that one, and it was solid. And I kind of am on the other side of it though. I do think this is going to be okay. Story 1, you're playing as Batgirl. Story 2 and 3, you're Nightwing. 4, you're playing this one. It'll kind of keep switching through there. Maybe there's a character always that you can have as secondary. Just because the Batman games have been very, locked in with the story and what you're doing, rather than doesn't matter who you're playing. I think it would be the right thing for them to do, to kind of go on the way that you're stating it, where it is kind of interchangeable, choose who you want, because, some people are just like, I don't care about Red Hood. Let me play as Robin or Batgirl. Or some people are on the, other side of that as well. So it would kind of give, the players the ability to enjoy whoever they want to play.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I know there was some more information that was given to the game as well, and they kind of gave descriptions for each of the characters and kind of made it sound like they're all going to have different play styles and different types of abilities they're going to be leveling up. Like they said, Robin is, very, very tactical and stealthy, and Red Hood's kind of more of just a in-your-face brawler. So I'm curious if that means it's going to be kind of more fluid, and it's going to be your playstyle changes with who you play as. So it's gonna be kind of up to you how you want to play the game. It's kind of what it seems like they're going towards, and kind of what I hope they're going towards. But we'll see. I really liked the trailer. Really cool. I really like the way they structured the trailer too.
Yes.
Just kind of giving you the different characters and how they work, and then the last 30-40 seconds, revealing the Court of Owls, and really setting you up to be afraid of the main villain of the game. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, I am very excited. Honestly, this DC, I think, knocked it out of the park for the entirety of the event. I thought it was a lot of fun, and I'm personally really excited to talk about our next one on here. So I'll go ahead and throw it into
Number 2
for us.
Number 2, our second big gaming story from DC Fandome is the cinematic trailer unveiling for Rocksteady, the original creators of the Batman Arkham games, next game and new IP. Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League. So I loved this trailer. It was a 4-minute cinematic trailer. You get a really good sense of how the tone of the game is going to be just from this trailer, because it's mostly just the characters interacting with each other, and then having the big kind of baddie at the end in Superman show up. Was really cool. You can tell they're really going to nail these personalities in the game. So I feel like it's going to be a very fun kind of change of pace for Rocksteady. From going from very dark and serious to very witty, and but at the same time also having very, very big moments and big consequences in the game.
That is definitely something that got me really excited, kind of the dynamic between the characters that we saw, kind of just the banter, the back and forth with everyone. And I really do hope to see that continue into the game itself. Even just those, a couple quips here and there you hear every mission or so. So I'm very excited to see where this game will go. I feel like it might kind of the same sort of feel as Gotham Knights, except on the other side more playful, but the gameplay, the style to it might kind of go hand in hand with Gotham Knights. I know it is not the same exact companies and stuff, but because it's not Rocksteady for Gotham Knights, right?
It's not Rocksteady. Okay. It's WB Montreal who did Arkham Origins though. So they're both being published by WB anyways. Yeah, so they're all going to have the same assets. They are probably going to play very similar. And they even have the same thing, 4 playable characters. So they are going to be pretty similar in how they feel. It's going to be more of the story and the content of the game is going to be different.
So how would you feel if these games come out roughly the same time and then they announce like a multiplayer and it's going to be a cross between these two games?
That would be nuts. Unfortunately, that won't happen. They did announce at the end of the trailer, Suicide Squad is going to be 2022.
Yeah.
And Gotham Knights is 2021. That would be cool if we see some sort of crossover between the games. And it sounds like they might be doing something like that in the future, because apparently they want to do a connected game universe for DC.
Be very cool.
So we'll see what kind of stuff they're going to be doing with those two games in the next couple of years. But really, really liked what they had from both games. I thought they really nailed the personalities of the characters of the Suicide Squad, and it was really fun watching the fight scenes in that trailer too.
Yeah, I think DC knocks it out of the park for the event in a whole. Quick little shameless plug. We'll be talking about everything else from DC though through TNC movie nights this week. So expect that show on Wednesday for you guys if you want to hear about, the whole Batman trailer that came out, Suicide Squad leak. Well, not leak, but the little reveal that we got, and a little more stuff about Batfleck and stuff like that. So that'll be a good time for Wednesday.
Trailer?
What was that?
But the Batman trailer.
Oof.
The Batman.
I have so much to say. So much to say about that. I'm really excited. But again, DC did a great job, but we're gonna go ahead and move on to something we were excited to talk about from last week. Is going to be our third story.
Number 3.
Number 3. We've talked about it. I think this is the third week in a row we're talking about Apex Season 6 is finally here. So we're going to kind of cover all the updates to the game that came out in Season 6. Now that we have all the information, we have the patch notes and everything. Got to play it a little bit ourselves. First things to note of the update is they made some changes to World's Edge. There's no longer drill site. They replaced it with I can't remember exactly what they changed it to, but drill site got an update to it. I think it was the dome. Yeah, it's the dome turned into a giant research station for Hammond Robotics. Hammond Robotics are it's Watson's family is like the people from Hammond Robotics. Anyways, outside of that, we got the new character Rampart. Brandon, I know you get to play her a couple rounds.
Yes. I was very, confused from watching the trailer and stuff on how the minigun was going to work. I thought it was going to be she could drop it sort of thing, but she, just has a minigun she holds, and then she could portably make it, a tripod stand minigun in a sense. It kind of threw me off a little bit. I think the character is interesting. I don't think she's going to be super viable until maybe later, higher ranks, when you're maybe playing a little more defensive, holding down positions. She does great at that, but she's a little difficult to kind of get used to on a mobile setting. I just couldn't find a good use to her in that aspect. I mean, in team battles and stuff, getting to put down some of the barricades is cool. But honestly, from playing her and Lobo over the last, we probably played 5 to 10 games over the last week. I definitely enjoyed Lobo a little bit more since that's my first time playing her as well. So I'm very interested to see where she does kind of fall in the meta. You could be really mean with her though, having her in a Jibby and then a Watson just going heavy defensive, and you still have a lot of firepower on the defensive as well. So we'll kind of have to see.
I've watched a lot of people that have really, really cool plays with Rampart, and one thing I noticed that a lot of people are doing that I think would be really cool is, the early games when you're in those crazy fights in buildings, just pop down, just, slide away, turn around, pop one of her blast shields, and then you just get free damage on them because they're in an enclosed space coming at you, and you have a shield that only you can shoot through. That's kind of busted. You know? It with every character in the game, it comes down to how you use the abilities. So I feel like situationally, her blast shields are really good. I would have to, I've never gotten a chance to use the minigun with her. I have to unlock her first for PC.
Okay.
Which honestly, she might be the first one I unlock because I'm like what, level 15 I think on PC. So I think she's gonna be the first character I unlock in a couple levels when I get the currency to do it. But yeah, I think she's really cool. I think she's very different. Having a unique ability like having the minigun instead of just having an AOE damage ult. She's got a more kind of in your face damage ult, which I think is really cool. Next up in the update, we have the Volt, the new energy SMG. One thing to take note of, the R99 was made a gold weapon only, so you cannot pick up the R99 in crates or floor loot anymore. Only a supply drop gold weapon.
Sad day. Sad days.
It do be a sad day, but the Volt is really fun.
It is.
And it's pretty strong for an SMG. It does 16 to the body, which is kind of nuts considering the R99 only did like 11. So the silver lining to it is the headshot multiplier isn't as good on it, but I mean, as long as you're hitting shots with it, you're going to be shredding people, especially with the way they changed the armor, which we'll go ahead and touch on real quick. The armor, the way they changed it is everybody that drops into the game starts with an Evo shield. You do X amount of damage and you level up your Evo shield to white. I think it's just 50. And then you get a white shield. And then you do 125, you get a blue, and so on. And everybody can get up to red armor just by doing damage. There's no more... Well, you'll still be able to pick up shields on the ground, but now those shields are also Evo shields. So if you find a blue or purple body armor on the ground, you pick it up, you can level it up to red still. Not only that, they actually changed, they lowered the amount of extra health you get from armor. So white only gives you 25, blue only gives you 50, purple 75, and then red 200. So there's no more 225 health, which reduced the time to kill, which was a big thing for some people that played the game. So it lowers the time to kill, makes the luck of finding like purple and gold armor less of a factor in the result of a game, which I really like as well. And I think that's it for the armor.
I think that is...
Go ahead. I was just gonna ask how you've liked the new armor updates.
That is probably one of my favorite things about this newest update, because it does kind of make it a little more skill based, because the better players in the lobby doing more damage will have better armor, and I love that because there was a stretch of time where I was the type of person in our lobby, so I'd be like, okay, there we go, that's 1200 damage, 1400 damage, like I hit a couple 2Ks. That's going to help me a lot because now I can feel like I can consistently have purple or red armor without having to get lucky to find it. And that was always something that sucked. We had so many games at times where we made it to the last 2-3 teams and we're still sitting on blue armor, maybe even white if we couldn't get good rolls or anything. So definitely makes it a little bit better. It makes me feel a lot better about the change that it's kind of going to. I think this will make people a little more shot based and stuff like that. So I'm very excited to get more into this season. We do have a third we play with our buddy Matt, but our schedules just haven't really matched up over the last week. And I know, you had a wedding and I was sitting for the weekend, so it was just too tough for us to really get any games in. So I'm excited for us to kind of get a mess around with Apex a little bit more and let you guys know a little more thoughts maybe next week and our what we've been up to. Yeah,
let's just go at Matt and be like, yo, Apex
day,
in 40 minutes. Let's get it.
There you go. All right. Sorry.
There's more to this update, bro.
Okay.
There's more to this update, brother.
Yeah,
we haven't even talked about the crafting system
or Voyage.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was part of the map change. Yeah, they did take out the rip to the Voyage, forever in our hearts, the greatest place on World's Edge.
R.I.P.
So crafting, now that we've played the game, we fully understand how the crafting system works. As we touched on last week, there are set items that are in the shop, medkits, ammo for your weapons. Then there's rotating daily and weekly items in the shop as well. The weapon changes daily that you can purchase, and then the what am I thinking of? Attachments and hop-ups and things like that rotate weekly. The way you get the materials, every time you open a crate, you get 5. So you loot 4 crates, you have enough to make a med kit if you can't find a med kit. You find nodes that are clearly marked throughout the world that give you 25, and they're very easy. You literally just walk up, hit square, and you're good. And so that's really nice. They make the gathering of the materials very quick and simple. When you go to the crafting machine it's called the replicator. When you go to the replicator to actually craft an item, it takes the material, and then you have to wait it's 15 to 20 seconds for that item to get made in the replicator, and then you have to take it off the replicator. Other people can see that you are crafting. I did notice that. I noticed in one game we played, I could see another team crafting something up ahead of us. So it's something to be mindful of. It's something that can be very useful early game when you're not able to find, you don't get a good loot spawn and you can't find a med kit, or you just picked up a sniper and you can find a lot of sniper ammo. You can make ammo, you can make a med kit, you can make a weapon you want to get to play in late game and things like that. So I really like the way they implemented crafting. It's very simple to get the materials, and I like that you kind of have to just kind of hang out and fight if there's a team near you at the replicator. So really cool way of implementing it without taking away from the flow of the game too much.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a nice little addition. It's definitely not game breaking. It's not changing up really how we play. There wasn't, again, we haven't played a whole lot yet, but there wasn't a moment where gotta go get to we have to get to the replicator, we have to go do something, we have to go make something. I'm sure there'll be a week or something where it's oh, the hemlock's in, okay, it's in the shop, we're gonna have to drop every single time near replicator, so no matter what, we can get our hemlock, stuff like that. So I'm sure it won't change too much on how everything works, but we'll definitely see as time goes on.
Speaking of the hemlock, got a little bit of a buff for season 6. They did reduce the recoil on the gun, so it feels a little bit more like it did in season 4, because they upped the recoil in season 5. Other weapon changes, again, the R99 is only gold and only found in supply drops now. The devotion was reverted to ground loot, and they changed the clip sizes based on what energy mag you have, which is another thing. They re-added the energy magazine. Other changes, they upped the amount of ammo in a stack of sniper ammo. They reduced the amount of energy ammo in a stack. Weapons, the charge rifle now takes 2 ammo per shot, which is a little bit of a weird nerf to the gun. They upped the fire rate of the triple take, but they made the precision choke, a permanent thing on the gun. You don't have to pick up hop up for it. It just has that choke ability to it now. And then they improved the recoil or the stability of the Spitfire as well, and the Havoc. So lots of changes coming through, lots of good changes for some of these heavy weapons that were starting to fall out of the meta. The only really viable heavy weapon in season 5 in the pro scene was the Wingman, because it's kept the same recoil, which if you can control it, it's really, the gun's really strong. You're doing headshots for close to 50 damage, which is crazy. But yeah, the Prowler, Spitfire, and Hemlock were feeling pretty weak with how much recoil they had. So I like reverting it back to a little bit more of the season 4 form for them.
Yeah, definitely agree there. Is that all you got for Apex?
Only other changes with recon characters, Pathfinder. Pathfinder has the ability to use those survey beacons to find the circle. Now, Bloodhound and Crypto both have that ability as well. So all scout characters can use survey beacons.
Not bad. I don't know. For me, I'm just still I'm trying to learn like Lobo, and I kind of want to go back to the new character as well to kind of mess around with them. So.
By the way, Loba, her ult, the cooldown time is now only 90 seconds. They cut it in half from 3 minutes to 90 seconds.
That's definitely
So
pretty
you
nice.
can black market left and right, baby. No need to loot.
I don't think I've had the opportunity to use it yet, to be honest. I think anytime we've played it, like I only played like 2 games, and both games it was pretty quick when we got out, sadly. So definitely want to mess around with her a little bit more.
Yeah, honestly, the best part of her kit is her little teleport. They're like, you can make some really, really good plays with that teleport, and and as long as you like, it's basically like throwing your grenade, so you can get really good range on it and make really cool plays. I think that's the most fun part of her kit. The ult is like, okay, it makes battle a lot easier for sure, but that's
right. All right, well, we'll go ahead and move on to number 4 for us then. Here we go.
Number 4.
Number 4, Sucker Punch's newest IP, Ghost of Tsushima, has been a hit, selling millions of copies since launch last month. The Samurai RPG looks to continue to capture audiences with the announcement of a free expansion to the game coming this fall. And this is probably one of the most, to me, it was one of the more unexpected things to happen so far this year. And that's Ghost of Tsushima is getting an expansion this fall that will bring 4-player online co-op to the game, which is weird and unexpected. And it's going to be a class-based multiplayer. So they're basically like, yeah, we're just going to throw like Borderlands online co-op in our game. Because there's 4 different characters that each have their own class that you're going to be playing from or playing with in this online co-op. They didn't really explain too much about the missions in the trailer. There was a post on it on the PlayStation blog. Let me see if I can find it here. Curious if they did go into a little more detail with it. Let's see. Okay, we designed Legends to be exclusively co-op gameplay experience. You'll be able to partner up with friends via online with friends or via online matchmaking, and play in groups of 2 to 4. Each player can choose from one of 4 different classes: the Samurai, Hunter, Ronin, or Assassin. Each class has unique advantages and abilities that will reveal in the future. With 2 players in Ghost of Tsushima Legends, you'll be able to play a series of co-op story missions that escalate in difficulty, building on the foundation of combat from the single-player campaign, but with new magical twists that often require careful synchronization with your partner. With 4 players, you'll be able to take on wave-based survival missions, fighting groups of toughest enemies Tsushima has to offer, including new Oni enemies with supernatural abilities. So that's kind of a pretty big expansion. It's not only going to be story missions, but it's going to be like survival mode like you had in Gears of War. That's actually a really, really cool update.
Yeah, I do agree with you, though. I'm very surprised a game like this is doing just really any sort of like co-op. I don't know. I kind of get it, because I know Dark Souls has a little bit of co-op here and there that you can do. I feel like this audience isn't very, I don't know. I feel like this is like the wrong type of thing for this audience, I guess.
But well, here's my thing. For you, as somebody who doesn't care about a single player game as much,
yeah,
does this make you somewhat interested in playing this game?
No. It's just because I don't like the like hack and slash type games. Now, would it bring other people that like multiplayer that aren't really into story games? Yeah, it definitely will. Just not me. Same reason I've kind of fallen out of Godfall, right? Kind of the hype for that game. I don't know. I just don't really do hack and slash, roll and dash fighters. It's not my thing. So, but I can understand that it definitely will bring a little bit of, more for the audience. So, and, you know, broaden up the audience a little bit as well.
Again, really unexpected, but I think it's really interesting that they're kind of dipping their toes in multiplayer in an exclusive like this. You know, we've been wanting to see something like this from a Sony IP for a while. So I think it's really cool that they're kind of doing something different. And that's kind of something we've been seeing more with their exclusives lately, is that they're going and adding, you know, new ways to play the games and things like that over time. All like free updates too, which is awesome for, you know, the gamer. I honestly, I wish I would have picked up Ghost of Tsushima. I had it pre-ordered, but I didn't remember I had it pre-ordered, so I just never picked it up.
Yeah.
So it's something I'll have to try at some point, and honestly, I would love to try the co-op mode once it drops. There's no official date yet. It just said fall 2020. So we'll kind of have to be in wait-and-see mode. Hopefully there will be a new PlayStation State of Play coming soon, and we'll get more information about it. But in the meantime, just in wait-and-see mode.
Yeah, totally fair. All right, we're going to go and move on to our final story of...
Number 5.
Number 5.
Number 5. Fifth and final story of the week. Kind of funny, me and Brennan were talking about this before our show last week, and potentially talking about it last week. Glad we didn't, because there's actually news about it now, and that's Call of Duty 2020 officially got unveiled as Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. We've seen some cover art stuff. We've seen a 2-minute weird like propaganda trailer about the game.
Yeah.
With the announcement that we're going to get a full reveal in just 3 days on the 26th.
None of the information so far has done anything for me. I will say I'm a big fan of the Black Ops franchise, so I'm going to keep my eye on it. I mean, it's difficult for me not to still care about Call of Duty at least a little bit, just because growing up from the age of, I don't know, 13 to probably 20, you could have tattooed Call of Duty on my forehead and I would have been okay with it. So I don't know. It is a little difficult to get excited for these games now, because yeah, I mean, it kind of is just rinse and repeat every single year at this point, especially once they did step away from the jetpacks and stuff like that. It is back to normal Call of Duty, and I don't know. It's just, I'm hoping that they announce something that does kind of pique people's interest in here. I really want them to go back to the pick 10 system. I'll be honest. One of those people that doesn't like kind of the base class of, you know, perk 1, 2, 3, lethal and non-lethal equipment, and then your gun and primary. So your gun and secondary. I've always liked you can have a weapon with 6 attachments and no perks, or, you know, 6 perks, 1 attachment. I prefer that kind of stuff. Black Ops has done that over the last few games. So I don't know. I'm excited that we'll have a lot of information, though, for next show to kind of fully dive into the complete reveal of Call of Duty, though. That'll be nice.
Yeah, what do you want to see from this Call of Duty that'll make you get back into the game more than the last couple? Like, I know there's apparently going to be Warzone. In Black Ops, they're going to carry it over, and Warzone's going to continue to be its own entity, but it's always going to be in the Call of Duty games.
Yeah.
But what do you want to see from Cold War?
I know it's not going to happen. I want a ranked system. I want true ranked. I want, within the first month, give me, you know, mosh pit ranked, or domination, search and destroy and capture the flag ranked. I would love that. I would be very happy with that. I would also, as I just mentioned, I want to see the pick 10 system come back. That's kind of a big divide in the community. There is half the community that's just give me the basic Modern Warfare 2, you know, loadouts. And then there's other people that are, you know, let me completely customize my loadout. That's where I kind of said I like the ability that not every single time I use a weapon it feels the same, or I like it to feel different. I can be using an SMG and the game feels like a whole new game from when I'm using an assault rifle and, you know, playing a little more laid back. Sitting back a little bit more. So that's definitely something I would like to see from there. Outside of that, you know, we'll probably won't be getting a zombies. I just thought about that. So,
What do you think we will?
what was that?
Why don't you think there will be zombies?
No, I think there will be.
Oh, you think there will
Yeah,
be?
it just kind of hit me. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. They do zombies every year when they have the Call of Duty. I think that's what I'm probably most interested in at this point, to see what they do with zombies. Since it is kind of going back to the Cold War, a little more previous in time, are we going to see the OG characters maybe resurface again, since they were World War II kind of area, Richtofen and stuff like that. So there's definitely a lot. I'm sure this is the way it's going to go. We're going to get a 2.5 minute trailer. The first minute and a half is going to be story based, or something about probably something with the story, and then we're going to probably get a good 30 to 45 seconds of a little snippet montage of multiplayer, and the last 10-15 seconds is going to be zombie noises and yeah, it'll be kind of stuff like that, and then we'll see the announcement date and stuff from there. So that's kind of the formula for a lot of these trailers normally. So we'll definitely have to kind of wait and see. I don't know. This might be the first Call of Duty I actually finally don't buy. I don't even remember what the last year's Call of Duty was. Was it just Modern Warfare, right?
Yeah. And now, being 9 months into the life cycle of that game, do you want to see them continue to do this, the game as a service Call of Duty with, the free updates and all this stuff? Or do you just want Call of Duty to be Call of Duty?
I'm fine with it just being Call of Duty. I really am. I like the whole buying DLC and stuff, never really bugged me. To me, I was like, yeah, okay, we paid $60. They constantly are giving us new content. I'm cool paying for, and little updates here and there. But I don't know. It's just been weird. The last 4 years of Call of Duty has really just missed the mark for me personally.
I feel like the franchise is changing, but not really evolving.
Yeah.
They have the games as a service thing, and they're bringing free content to the game constantly and all this, but they're still kind of doing the same thing over and over with, Battle Royale's still big. Let's make another Battle Royale in Call of Duty. Things like that. Oh, we got rid of campaign because we didn't think people cared for the campaign, and now everybody's upset. Let's bring back a campaign. Honestly, for me, I would love to see them kind of do something a little bit different with their stories, and almost make the story part of the multiplayer. Almost like a Star Wars Battlefront type thing, where you play different phases of the Cold War, and you're playing for whatever side you play for, and that influences the flow of the game and things like that. Almost like Mag, but that's just me.
They can get rid of campaign again. I don't give a crap. I wish they kept it going.
Yikes.
Couldn't care less, especially when they dropped Modern Warfare 2 with just the campaign. That was the dumbest decision Call of Duty's ever done, outside of getting rid of jetpacks. So that's the rest of my thoughts for Call of Duty. And again, I'm excited next week to kind of get in a little bit more once we have more information, release date, what it's going to look like, how the game will play. So, yeah.
Honestly though, what the biggest missed opportunity they've had is not making a call. Well, that is a huge thing. I can't believe they're for the past 2-3 years like, no rank progression.
That blows my mind more than anything at this point, because Call of Duty has been such a, as you even said, following the trends of, Battle Royale's big, let's do that. Look at Valorant, League of Legends, CSGO. Those are huge. Those are huge things. Rocket League competitive is huge. Like, why are you not really pushing your competitive scene just in the game? I don't get it.
It's, I don't know. It's something that really rubs me the wrong way, that they're just keeping their competitive scene to the people that have been in it for a long time, and the people that are willing to pay to get into it. We saw Nate Shot and 100 come sit in front of a camera for 100 things, be like, we're not playing in World League. Yep. We're not gonna pay the insane price just to be in World League. That's stupid, and it is. Like that. the way they're going about their competitive scene is really just not. It really rubs me the wrong way, and it's rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. I wish they would, kind of open up the competitive scene to everyone, because it's created, like, games that have been doing that have created such insane moments. Some 15-year-old kid from Pennsylvania won the Fortnite World Cup and became a sensation overnight.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see things like that, especially with Call of Duty. I feel like if they really wanted to get back to where they were, which, I mean, the game still sells incredibly well. It's still one of the most played games out there. But, like, if you want to get back to being the game, like, I feel like they need to kind of change up their philosophies a little bit.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I think that's going to do it, though. I think that does it, right? Yeah?
I think so. Oh, no. I never finished my thought. So, the biggest missed opportunity they've had in the past 10, 12 years now. Why did we never get a Call of Duty Zombies standalone game? It's been 12 years since Left 4 Dead 2 came out, and the world has wanted a game like it, and they never did it. Like, you could have easily gone and just made Call of Duty Zombies its own game, have a Left 4 Dead-esque campaign, and then just have your normal COD Zombies modes in it, and it would have been a hit.
Yeah, no, I think that's interesting, because, I mean, someone like myself, and I know Adam as well, we got really into the backstory of zombies, and if, we did get hints and clues and stuff, if they could have done a, fleshed out game for it, that would have been really interesting as well. Because, I mean, zombies is one of those things, like, people buy your game just for zombies at times. There are those fans out there, so I think you would definitely sell copies pretty easily for something like that. Yeah, that's totally fair.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Activision, hit me up, bro. Hit me up. I'm gonna be going to would I copyright that? Would I copyright that? A trademark?
Yeah,
Copyright.
Trademark. Yeah. Copyright. Yeah. Patent.
Patent. I invented that.
Yeah.
It's a brand new thing. Ideas. Brand new thing.
Yeah.
Never been done before.
All right. There we go.
So that's gonna wrap up our top 5 gaming news stories of the week. It's time to talk about our listener topic of the week. Brandon.
Yes.
What is your favorite collectible card game / trading card game?
Honestly, it's pretty easy. Growing up, it's always been Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, definitely my favorite card game just for collecting or playing has been Yu-Gi-Oh! For a very long time. And I do have to say, for the collecting side, Pokemon's always been a close second. I never played Pokemon, never even looked at how to play a game, never watched anyone play until a couple days ago. I loved collecting those cards. I still buy Pokemon cards to this day. I bought some a week ago, and they're just fun to open. But I would definitely have to say Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I played it for a long time. I played in tournaments for about four years, I want to say. So I got really into it. My dad and sister got really into it as well. So that was always kind of fun. It was a big thing for our family. Some people, they get A's on their report card, and it would be like, hey, here's $100 or here's $25 per A, like whatever your family would do. My family was like, hey, you have a B average or A's, like we buy you the new box of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Like that was a thing in my house. So yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh easily. That was it for me. Before we get to yours, I know Adam's clearly very easy choice for him. He loved Yu-Gi-Oh! He did. Him and I played it a lot. We would have these little like tournaments in the summer, every single summer. We would draft decks and stuff, draft multiple decks and play against each other for hours. His is Pokemon though. We'll be honest, it's definitely Pokemon for Adam. He just sent me a snap yesterday of like $100 of new cards he just bought on top of his $300 cards of Amazon he bought as well. He's going to be doing 2 new openings in the next month or so. Yeah, he
Not
should,
like this.
yeah, he'll probably have a new opening. Honestly, tonight possibly. So if you guys are going to be, checking that out, watch for us on Twitter. We'll post something about it for, twitch.tv/the Nerd Chambers. For our Pokemon opening that Adam will be doing very soon. So yeah, big easy one for him. I'm really interested about yours though, because I don't know what you're gonna pick here.
This is so hard. Oh,
Yeah.
so fun fact: if you put Twitch.com in, it just takes you to Twitch.tv. There you go.
There you
So
go. Simple.
Twitch.com/the Nerd Chambers.
That should work too.
Yeah, nailed it. It's tough for me. It's really tough because I've gone through so many phases of going through different card games. Like I started with Pokemon. I went to Yu-Gi-Oh. Eventually got into Magic for a little bit. And then, you look at digital card games,
Gwent, baby.
Hearthstone, Gwent. I mean, I've played a little bit of Runeterra. It's fine, but it's definitely not my choice.
No, it's fair.
I'm gonna go with Hearthstone
Okay.
because at the time it was probably the most fun card game you can play. I think it still is definitely one of the most fun card games you can play. I just don't keep up with it and put the money into it to keep up with it. But the simplicity of the game mixed with how quick the games are, how easy the UI system's great. It's so easy to figure out what your cards do, even if you don't know. Then first time I played the game, I'm like, this guy just taunt. What does that mean? You just hover over it and it tells you what it means.
Yeah.
The barrier to entry is really low, and it's something anyone can pick up and play and have fun with. The different ways you can play the game with, adding the story expansions to having the arena to having the brawl, the tavern brawls and all that. Like, it's just a really fun game that's easy to pick up and play, with quick games and easy to kind of learn. So I think I'm gonna go Hearthstone. I really like Hearthstone.
All right. Definitely not a bad choice there. And we might not have gotten a whole lot of comments on this one this week. Still, feel free. If you guys are in the comments on YouTube or just want to tweet at us, let us know your favorite card game still. I had an idea for a listener topic. I know we actually didn't discuss it before the show. We normally at least chat about it a little bit. This would be kind of something we did for the previous Sony one before. Just a little homework. Let us know your favorite announcement from the Call of Duty event. If there's something that blew you away, or yes, this came back, or oh my goodness, like they're bringing this map back to this game, or just whatever it is, let us know. Let us know your favorite moment from Call of Duty 2020 event for Black Ops Cold War.
Yeah, for those of you that are live with us on Twitch right now, right below the video players, all of our links to Spotify, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all of that. So wherever you guys are, you can find us. Just click the link below. Let us know what you guys are thinking throughout the week, and we'll be sure to do our homework throughout the week as well, and come back and talk to you guys about it next week.
Yeah, probably small chance. Probably small chance. The last couple years we've done, a Call of Duty show when this kind of stuff happens. Maybe we'll do like a full Call of Duty show next week. We'll discuss it. We'll see if we get enough content from it. Maybe if we can get enough people on the show as well. So
I think it'll definitely. I think we definitely make it our industry spotlight, which we haven't done in a while.
Which is fair.
But I guess it depends on what kind of news comes out next week outside of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Because if it's a short news week, it's just going to be in the news stores, and we'll just talk about it for a while.
Yeah. Definitely agree.
So we'll see. I really don't have any expectations going into this reveal.
Yeah, same.
It's a game that's kind of on the back burner for me right now, so we'll see if they're able to get me going a little bit, get the juices flowing, get me a little bit excited about Call of Duty. We'll see. Before we go, we have a little bit of housekeeping stuff. So honestly, I gotta see if I can add this to the links below the video player for Twitch. Our merch site, spreadshirt.com/thenerdchambers. we're having a huge month next month. September is going to be an awesome month for us. We have 3 different promotions going on throughout the month. The first one's starting, I believe, September, I want to say 4th?
Yeah, I can go and pull it up. You did just send it to me, so.
I have it here still. Never mind, I'm a goober. So the first promotion is going to be September 3rd through September 6th. 10% off all orders. We'll talk about the promotion after that once that one wraps up in a couple of weeks. But be on the lookout for that. Again, it's spreadshirt.com/nerdchambers. We got awesome stuff on there. They finally have hats back in stock is the other thing. We've literally, since we've had this shop, because of the pandemic, they just haven't had the inventory to do hats for these shops. But we finally got hats back. So you want your beanie, you want your trucker hat, you want your snapback, you want your regular baseball cap. We got it all. Got it all. So go check it out. Go pick out a dope hat like I'm about to do. And everyone will be happy.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I was honestly tempted to buy a hat for the TNC movie nights. The logo on there looks clean, but I don't know. I'm just not a hat guy. I mean, clearly, I just don't like putting this in a hat.
You definitely look like the kind of guy that could rock a beanie.
I used to wear beanies a lot. I was really tempted to buy the beanie. I still might. So every single sale we do, I always get a little something for myself. So, but yeah, definitely check out for that sale. I always find that out in our Facebook, pretty much anywhere our stuff is, our merch shop's on there pretty much. So it's definitely good. You know, at the bottom of the YouTube description, if you want to go and find that out, go ahead and click on the link below. But yeah. Do you want to go and step it away this week, Manny?
Yeah. As always, we'll heckle you guys about it throughout the week on social media, so keep an eye on all that. But yeah, that is going to do it for us, guys. We appreciate everybody who stopped by live on Twitch. Again, if you're listening on Spotify or the other, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all those podcasting platforms, we are live every Sunday on Twitch doing this show at noon Central. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say live and talk to you guys throughout the show. For those of you that are live on Twitch, it's part of the show, you want to keep up with it. The show always posts day after on podcasting platforms. So you can catch up with us.
And YouTube.
And YouTube, that's right. That's right. The YouTube too. So if you're on Twitch, just click that YouTube link and sub to us. You'll know when it's coming. Promise.
All right.
That's going to do it for us, though. We appreciate everybody who stopped by today, guys. As always, y'allarethebomb.com. For that man's Brandon May, I am Manny Roman, and we will see you guys next week.
Thank you for listening to the Nerd Chambers. Come back next week for more.